Hello and welcome to today's video. First off, I want to say thank you for clicking on the video in the first place. And in this video, I am going to be giving an overview on the Strand Hunter subclass known as Threadrunner. I'm going to give a very brief look at the subclass, describe the specific abilities to this subclass and how they work. I am going to take the time to show other exotics that maybe a newer player or someone that just got their hands on Strand may want to use, to give maybe some ideas on maybe a few builds or just exotics that work with the subclass to begin with. I am going to specifically talk about my thoughts on the class overall, how I feel about it, and how I personally like to use it. But with that brief explanation done, let's get into the video. To start off, I will speak of the strand-based verbs, with those verbs being sever, unravel, and suspend. Suspend is when you hang an enemy up by their arms using strand matter, making them completely immobile and unable to fight for a short duration while they are in this state. Unravel is damaging an enemy and an explosive burst of strand energy comes out of that enemy. Then those small energy particles go to the nearest enemy and will cause them to explode if they take any further damage. Sever is damaging an enemy, and hitting them with whatever causes them to be severed will proceed to cut their ties to reality, making them do less damage overall for a short period of time. Now with the verbs out of the way, I'm going to start off with talking about the abilities. And the first ability being the melee known as Threaded Spike. For this melee, you throw out a rope dart that will proceed to bounce between enemies, causing them to be severed, and once there are no more enemies for this melee to bounce between, it will come back to you. And if you press the melee button again, you will proceed to catch it, giving you a portion of your melee back. But even if you don't press the melee button again and catch it, depending on how many enemies you hit, you will still get a portion of your energy back. Now for the grenade, or in this specific case, the grapple. Now, specifically, there are 3 different grenades that all Strand classes can use, but I'm going to specifically be talking about the grapple, as that is arguably the best grenade that you can use for Strand Hunter. Now, for grapple, it's fairly self-explanatory. It's a grappling hook. I feel like there isn't much description needed for that. But it's not just a grapple hook. Well, it is just a grapple hook, but there is more to it. As if you proceed to grapple towards an enemy, or just grapple at all, for a short period of time after grappling and gaining speed, you can press the melee button, doing a grapple punch, which is an explosive punch that damages enemies in the area of said punch. It's amazing for movement. Honestly, it's probably the most fun I've had as far as moving, just simply moving around in Destiny. And the grappling punch genuinely gives it the ad clearing capabilities of a normal grenade, so it's pretty cool. But for me, it usually goes like this, you know. Oh. Next is the super known as Silk Strike. In this super, you create a rope dart that you can stab enemies with the light attack, but if you proceed to hit them at a very specific distance, you will do extra damage and cause them to explode upon killing them. You have a heavy attack, which is a swing attack that you throw around in a circle, doing a lot of damage. Not a lot of damage, but it's very good for ad clear, as it's a very wide range. And as for a little cherry on top for the super, while in the super, you have infinite grapples, which is pretty cool, I won't lie. Next is the 2 aspects that are currently available at the time of this recording: Widow's Silk and Ensnaring Slam. Widow's Silk gives you 2 grenade charges and gives you the ability to create a grapple point. Now what a grapple point is a small green ball that if you grapple, it will proceed to be left in the air by you grappling, and you or any of your allies grapple that small grapple point, it will proceed to return your entire grenade charge back to you. Ensnaring Slam is a dive that has an unnecessarily cool backflip that where if you land on the ground next to enemies, it will proceed to suspend them in the air. But it does use your class ability, which is the same thing that you use to dodge, so yeah, there is some give and take to it. Now I will quickly take a second to describe the exotics that I have personally found that work with this subclass. Now, these aren't exactly the best exotics to use, but these are some exotics that work with it to give you an idea. Now, personally, this is what I've found, and there could be more to use, but I just couldn't find anything, and also I'm lazy. And speaking of me being lazy, I personally don't have the footage for using these specific exotics, as one of them I don't actually have because I haven't power grinded, because I haven't enjoyed power grinding since like Curse of Osiris. Assassin's Cowl being an exotic helmet that gives you health and grants you invisibility upon a powered melee kill. This exotic helmet gives you damage reduction upon using your grapple and making it so that you have reduced flinch upon zooming in when you take damage. The 6 Coyote is a fairly simple exotic. It just simply gives you a second class ability charge, making it so that you can dodge 2 times without needing to worry about your waiting for it to recharge. And the final exotic that I know of personally, but again I'm stupid so there may be significantly more to work with, is Sealed Ahamkara Grasps. Essentially, it just reloads your weapons upon a melee hit. And so, you know, you have a melee that bounces between enemies, so it's a lot of reloading. Now, Strand has just recently come out, so there obviously isn't going to be a lot of exotics that have direct synergy with Strand, so if you're watching this, you know, seasons after Strand has first come out, then ignore what I'm saying here. But if you're watching this fairly recently after I hopefully have put this out, then, you know, I don't know, give these a try, I guess, if you're actually a new player. If you are a new player, you should, like, go watch a better video. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, As the Cross has, like, significantly better Strand build videos. Like, just go watch him. I don't know why you're here. But thank you for being here, but I don't know why you're here. And now, the exotic that I specifically use is Stompies. I know, daring today, aren't we? The idea of Strand for me is just being cooler Spider-Man, so I just wanted to play into being faster and play into being better at mobility, so I just simply wanted to use Stompies to jump higher, to move faster, and whatnot, and to have better, but it does reduce airborne effectiveness, so, you know. As the final part of this video, I am going to give my thoughts on this subclass as a whole. Honestly, this is probably the most fun I have had with a subclass in a very long time. Probably since they first gave us our new light abilities back in Forsaken. I don't know what it is about this subclass. I don't know if it's how it feels, how it looks. Everything about this subclass is really fun. The ability to just use your grapple pretty much as you want is genuinely so fun. And the threaded spike melee is not the strongest, truth be told, but it's just a fun little mini game to like have to pay attention to when your grapple's coming back to catch it on time. And it doesn't really mean that much if you don't catch it either, and that's what makes it cool. It's just fun, you know? It's not great, it's not superb, it's not overpowered, it's just cool to me, you know? Everything about this subclass just flows so well together. Grappling into the air and diving onto enemies, throwing your threaded needle in between enemies, or your threaded spike between enemies. The super, being able to almost min-max how much damage you can do by controlling the distance that you are from enemies, but still having a lot of ad clear capabilities with the heavy attack, and having infinite grapples. It's just a genuinely enjoyable subclass. I don't think it's the best by any means as far as, you know, DPS, ad clear capabilities, or anything like that, but it's fun. It's an enjoyable subclass. If you're considering getting Lightfall, the story's bad. I feel like everyone and their mom has said that already, but Strand genuinely feels really good on all 3 classes to their own degree, but something about Hunter's Strand stands out to me significantly more than almost any other subclass in this game. And it alone almost made me a Hunter main. But that is my thoughts and my brief overview for this subclass. I guess if you're actually watching this video and you've gotten this far, thank you for clicking on this video to begin with, and thank you even more for getting through this video. If there are any ideas or thoughts that you would like me to do in the next subclass covering video, or the next explanation of a subclass video, please tell me. but in the comments. But thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.